Borderlands 4 is like eating Chinese takeout. You never feel full, you know you consumed a thing, and while it wasn't necessarily bad or the worst thing ever made, you know that you could have eaten a steak and Alfredo by playing Borderlands 2. What I'm saying is that I don't think Chinese takeout tastes bad, as I don't really think Borderlands 4 is a terrible game, but just like Chinese takeout, I think it was unfulfilling and boring, and I could have played a better game instead, which is what I would have done if I didn't have so many people telling me that this was a massive train wreck that I just had to see, and seeing the story and gameplay is what I thought it would be. Wow, how did I predict that the orange chicken would have made me take a shit 3 hours later? Wow, how did I predict that the timekeeper is a tyrant, just like Handsome Jack was? For some reason, people seem surprised at how bland the story was when I could predict it based on trope knowledge, because, well, I played Mass Effect, Borderlands 2, and Dead Space, and Half-Life, literally every other left-leaning trope that Borderlands 4 copied the playbook of. But maybe I'm more numb to this kind of thing because I played thousands of games, and as a woman who has spent her life analyzing video games and talking about video games, I know for a reason or another that Borderlands 4 would have been my favorite game if I was a casual, but I'm not. So instead of feeling angry like I did with Borderlands 3, Borderlands 4 just made me feel nothing. It's not as bad as Borderlands 3, but it is nowhere near a masterpiece like Borderlands 2. And another Borderlands game will never be as good as Borderlands 2. Knowing the fact that one of the game directors has fallen out of grace since the late 2000s, I had no hope or excitement about the fourth game, and I was right to do so. But to be honest with you, I don't think Borderlands 4 is made for the same audience of Borderlands fans per se. This game feels like it was made with casuals in mind, with a simplistic story that anybody can project themselves onto, a main character that is nothing special, but a character you can get behind if you don't think about the implications, a main villain that is so mustache twirling but isn't as cringe as the Calypso twins. It feels like a game that any casual can get behind. The gameplay is good, the characters follow all right story arcs, it has pseudo wokeness, the villains are okay for the most part, the visuals are nice. It's a modern video game. Borderlands 4 feels like any modern slot video game. It's just not as atrocious as the third game. If it felt like Borderlands 4 is a boring entry to a series that feels like it wasn't made for the fans, then you probably played more than 5 games and aren't a casual. Don't forget that the main characters in this story are representative of the people playing the game. It's everything I thought it was going to be before the game even came out. Let me tell you all a story. When I was 10 years old, I was tested for having ADHD on the fact that I couldn't pay attention to my dad's Bible speeches for more than 2 minutes. After I was tested and stupider than most of the kids that I've known around me, I was diagnosed with ADHD and I was put into a special ed in school, and I felt like I kept letting my parents down as I was having a hard time in school, and I felt like I was stupider than most of the kids in my class, and feeling like I was letting down my younger cousin who I looked up to. My grades were on the decline, I struggled to make friends, I was lonely romantically, and before I say this, being a gamer is obsession. Gaming is about escaping to another world, which is why gaming is more popular than it ever was because of the struggle of the world we live with now. I for sure thought I was a forever alone version, so I turned to video games, where it felt like the man I was looking for was behind the screen. Master Chief and Isaac Clarke were the men I was looking for, even though in Borderlands 4, Zane and Lee Vane have a more accurate to the love I was actually having in real life. There wasn't a single piece of dialogue from Lee Vane's mouth or Zane that I didn't relate in some sort of way. As someone with anxiety and poor social skills, it always scares me to lose the love in my life. I can see how a casual with basic experience with love and relationships can get behind this relationship, despite the relationship being the most basic love story ever written. The point I'm trying to get at here is that this game is made for people who haven't really found themselves yet and don't really care about having complexity in a story, and rather play some slop with some moments you can giggle at. Here is a tip. Stop playing current video games. Stop caring about video game hype. Don't forget that people who get hyped over video games are either casuals or shillers. Now, I'm not saying that every single casual would enjoy this game. I'm just saying casuals and blind fans of the series are the only people who would. And this is not to defend Borderlands 4 as a whole. You can make a game that pertains to a casual audience that have a deeper meaning that a gamer can think about. Mother 3 is a heart-wrenching story about the loss of a mother, and deals with the concept of death and grief, which a lot of people find hard to stomach. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask deals with trauma and growing up, which a lot of people cry over. Not to mention, these games are just way more engaging. If you guys are tired of the same modern game slop like Borderlands 4, just go back and play old games. It's not that hard. Or just play Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel and be done with the series. Just like I did before y'all wanted me to sit through this shit. At least it wasn't as offensive as a story in Borderlands 3. Jesus Christ, and sitting through all the cringe dialogue. Next time, if you guys want me to sit through 40 hours of bullshit, give me something better than this. I've been out of the Borderlands fandom for a while and I just don't care anymore. If you guys are wondering why this video is so short and why it's not much of a review, it's because there's not much to analyze or review about this game. It's the same tired cliches and the same tired story we've seen 1,000 times. It's nothing special. It has the pseudo wokeness shit, bad in it. Gameplay's fine. It's just a game that's fine. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just slop, so who gives a shit?